It's brutal out there. Every day, founders wrestle with this invisible weight that no one talks about. The crushing fear that scales feel impossible. The endless cycle of pitching to closed doors. The wondering if maybe all those sleepless nights grinding away were just for nothing. Investors watch the noise flood the market, hundreds of pitches, millions of startups, and somehow the few truly groundbreaking ideas are lost in the shuffle. Professionals and leaders are drowning in old rules, outdated systems built to protect the comfortable, not to unleash the rare. Sound familiar? That gut-wrenching frustration, that growing itch deep inside telling you something has to change. Not tomorrow, not next quarter, but right now. This quiet despair, because no one's saying it out loud, is rooted in the way the world is wired today. It demands you fit a shape that doesn't fit you, rewards mediocrity, and sacrifices the exceptional on the altar of conformity. It chokes the fire inside you while smiling politely as if everything's fine. You might even pretend you're okay with it, but inside, you feel the weight of wasted potential, the weight of being endlessly boxed in by systems built for the many, not the few. You're not just fighting for success, you're fighting for the right to build something real, something lasting, something that's yours. Now here's the brutal truth few dare to say. The old way of doing things is dead. Funding? Gatekeepers run it. Connections? Often closed loops where the same faces keep winning. Innovation? Slowed down by the same risk-averse systems that pretend to champion it. The truth is, traditional venture capital, institutional investing, they're not broken, they're just not built for the new wave. The hardcore founders and visionary ops you see quietly building empires today, they get this. They know the real power isn't in playing by the old rules. It's in rewriting the game entirely. And that weapon? Crowdfunding. Crowdfunding isn't just a way to throw money at a project anymore. It's a revolution quietly shaking the foundations of capital itself. It gives those few who dare to rise above a chance to build new realities, without begging gatekeepers for scraps or waiting for someone else's green light. It flips the script. Instead of asking for permission, it lets you earn trust directly from people who believe in your vision. It's lightning fast, brutally transparent, and raw. And that's exactly why savvy operators who understand the game are rushing to harness it. Not for hype, not for quick wins, but for empire building that lasts generations. Look closely at those quietly stacking equity, launching campaigns that grow beyond imagination, turning tiny seed investments into massive ecosystems. They're not shouting from rooftops because they know the system is watching, jealous, threatened, rigid, but they build in silence, fueled by a relentless hunger no system can contain. Because crowdfunding lets them tap into something no other method can, real human connection fused with capital. It's the new currency of the 21st century. But here's the secret no one will spell out. Crowd isn't just a vat of random money. It's a carefully crafted web of people infinitely smarter and hungrier than the old money crowd. When you strategically align your message, product, and mission with the right niche of supporters, you unlock a force multiplier. A movement, not a transaction. Savvy operators don't just chase funding, they cultivate believers, collaborators, evangelists, people who live and breathe the vision from day one. That's how empires are forged. Bit by bit, connection after connection, funding after funding, they create ecosystems impossible to uproot. This isn't hype or theory. This is the literal engine behind some of the fastest-growing companies that no one's talking about yet. Who's leading this charge? Founders who refuse to be processed by conformity, investors who see beyond spreadsheets and market caps, people who want to unlock raw, unfiltered potential, professionals who want to craft legacies, not just job titles, leaders who burn with the desire to change what's next, not just patch what's broken. The biggest mistake you can make? Believing crowdfunding is easy or just a side tool. It's not a shortcut or some magic wand. It demands brutal honesty, relentless focus, and a willingness to unlearn everything you thought you knew about fundraising and influence. It requires embracing risk in its purest form, letting go of comfort and control, and instead, building trust piece by piece. It demands crafting stories that aren't merely marketing fluff, but raw, authentic narratives that ignite fire in the hearts of backers. It means assembling a micro-community so powerful that they don't just back you with money, but become your extended team, your loudest advocates, your secret weapon. If you're feeling that quiet fire inside, the ache that you were made for more than this scripted life dripping with comfortable lies, crowdfunding is that door swinging wide open. It's a gateway to autonomy, where your will is your weapon and your community, your fortress. Where long games are won not by chasing the crowd, but by aligning with the few who burn as fiercely as you do. Crowdfunding lets you bypass the middlemen and restore power where it always should have been, in the hands of creators and believers, not gatekeepers. But don't hear just what's popular. The elite operators don't build empires from hype campaigns or flashy launches. They build from foundation, layer after layer of value, connection, and shared vision. They don't ask for money, they ask for belief, commitment, purpose. They know that true power lies in alignment, in converting misaligned brilliance into a focused, unstoppable force. This is not about recruiting the many, but connecting with the few. Those few who will lift you higher, and who you in turn will lift to heights no system can touch. You might be thinking, is this just some rally cry for radicals? Maybe. But that's exactly the point. The world isn't broken because it needs fixing. It's broken because it needs rebirth. It's not about fitting in, it's about transcending. And crowdfunding is the flame lighting the way for those unwilling to settle for anything less than radical transformation. It's the network where the misfits, the outliers, the misunderstood connect and become something far greater than isolated visionaries. Every barrier you feel, the gatekeepers, the cold investors, the sterile systems, they're not there to keep you out because of your value. They're there to keep you fitting in. Crowdfunding shatters that illusion. It welcomes the wild ideas, the untamed passion, the raw energy that's been trapped in silence waiting for the right spark. When you wield crowdfunding right, you stop waiting for the world's permission. You start building on your own terms, with your own people, and that's the real empire. Not the one built on money alone, but on liberation. Freedom from the rules that suffocate you. Freedom from the systems that never were designed for the exceptional. Crowdfunding empowers you to reclaim the narrative of your project, your mission, your future. It turns your vision into a rallying cry, your product into a cause that people rally behind, and your community into an unstoppable force. Ask yourself, what's the real cost of playing by the old rules? How long can you afford to wait for a seat at a table where you were never meant to be? The answer is staring you in the face, screaming beneath the surface. The future belongs to those who build it unapologetically, those who burn so brightly that the system has no choice but to bend, those who aren't asking for permission, they're creating it. This is your moment to step into the quiet revolution, to become one of the savvy operators who build empires not by shouting, but by igniting fires in the hearts of those who believe. Crowdfunding is more than capital. It's connection. It's community. It's a movement rooted in the raw power of the individual and the unstoppable strength of the aligned few. It's the answer to the silent scream inside every founder, investor, professional, leader who knows the old ways are over, but still craves something greater. The systems will fight you, they always do, but the rare always rise. The exceptional always find a way, because the true power lies not in comfort, not in consensus, but in the fierce refusal to settle. Crowdfunding is the tool. You are the fire. Together, you don't just build companies, you build legacies, movements, empires that cannot be contained or silenced. So to all the founders who feel stuck, all the investors tired of empty noise, all the leaders yearning for real power, you owe it to yourself to see crowdfunding not as a fallback, but as the launchpad for everything you dream of. This is the quiet empire building no one talks about because they don't understand it, but you will. And with that understanding comes unstoppable force. This is not about joining the crowd. It's about leading the few who refuse to settle, who demand more, who burn brighter, and who make the impossible inevitable. The age of waiting is over. The age of building your empire, on your terms, with your people, is here. And crowdfunding is waiting for those bold enough to step through the door.